hopefully this is close enough because without a mic arm, this is just I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna lean into it.
Did you have you didn't have a mic arm last time?
No, I've never had a mic arm.
Okay.
This should be fine though. Yeah, I could do this.
Yeah. Is it this'll work.
Yeah, I'll get a mic arm. Let's upload a video first, and then
Yeah.
think about getting more equipment.
Yeah. Let's get some episodes under our belt
Yeah.
before we start collecting more. But like the mixer I bought 12 years ago, and hey, I've kept it, and now look at us. Now we can use it to do this.
I can't believe because we first attempted this about 6 years ago, I think.
It's 2019.
2019. Yep, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And we used that same mixer.
Yeah.
Which looks like it's had a lot of experience there.
It has. I bought it because in college I was like, I'm gonna record music on GarageBand, and that's why I bought all this stuff. Is I wanted to make songs, and I did that for a little bit. I made really terrible covers, and then I stowed it away until it was time to podcast. And we podcasted in 2019. It's been stowed away until I started Twitch streaming, and then it's been stowed away till now.
When you got back into YouTube and streaming and making some content, were you using that mixer?
Yeah.
Okay.
That mixer, this mic, and then I had to buy a ring light.
Yeah, ring light.
And then the MacBook stopped using USB ports, so then I had to buy the little things because I was like, I'm not buying new stuff.
The adapter, yeah.
So I had to buy the adapter to get it to work. And then you have a way better setup than I had, but I remember I had to connect like Google Chrome to some link to connect it to OBS because to get it to like record me and stuff. So we've come a long way. 2025.
Yeah, and I think I'm in a better place personally to do this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Last time I just graduated university. I was just getting my first adult job, my first salary job. So now I'm pretty well established, and
I distinctly remember coming over to do this in 2019, and I was in the middle of buying a house.
Oh.
And then we had a 4-month-old baby. So it's like,
so maybe it wasn't my fault that we stopped doing it.
it's a lot to squeeze in.
Yeah.
I was game, but I do remember we were both at a different time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. And this room is much better than the other room, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The lighting's better. The space is bigger. So.
Yeah. I agree.
But okay, so let's just dive into like what we're gonna talk about. Pokemon. We got TCG here. Both of us are pretty fond of TCGs, trading card games, and pop culture in general.
Yep.
So that's kind of what we just want to talk about. And first, if anybody else is following, if nobody else is following, Pokemon trading card games are a very hot market right now.
They're very hot.
Yeah, it's almost impossible, in my experience, to just walk into a store and buy any cards.
Right. Everything's priced like everybody thinks they're Rudy from Alpha Investments, and everything's an investment, which means it's so expensive, children can't play the game for the most part.
So the current set is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Black Bolt, and
Black Bolt, White Flare.
Okay.
So we have Elite Trainer boxes. There's no booster boxes with this. It's a specialty set that is for the nostalgia of black and white. But yeah, it's like good luck finding it. Well, what do ETBs retail for?
Normally $49.99.
There you go. It's like $85 shipped on TCGPlayer. So even if you wanted to get one with taxes and everything, I mean, you're probably looking at $90 to $100 to get an ETB for this thing, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But like, it's such a stark difference. The last 18 months has been such a stark difference than what it was 2-3 years ago when we were kind of getting into when Scarlet and Violet started.
whenever Scarlet and Violet started, I was buying ETBs for, well, I said $49.99, maybe $59.99, and I bought a booster box for $126. And it was so easy to just walk into a store and buy it.
What was it? Was Paldea Evolved, right?
The first set was just Scarlet and Violet, and then the next set I believe was Paldea and Evolved. Yeah,
And that's I remember you getting. Was it that ETB or that booster box?
booster box. Well, maybe both.
So Papa P now is like $350 for a booster box, and you just bought it for like $125.
I bought it for $125, and I cracked it open right away.
You cracked it open, yeah. So you're not a scumbag like I am, where I'm like, ooh, it's the market. I'm gonna invest in these things. And so they recently announced they're reprinting. I think right, Paldea Evolved. I think it's getting a reprint because Papa P got so high that it's like, whoa. I guess people still want it. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, it's getting a reprint.
Yeah.
So that 349 will be going down, or that 350 will be going down. But it's just like, man, it just goes to. I remember when this came out, everybody was like, it sucks. Nobody who's gonna want these cards, and then just like, it's crazy how a year later, how different it is.
Yeah.
What were the hype cards? Did you get any cards from that you remember that you were like you're hyped about? Like why is this $350?
I don't remember, and I don't think there were that many hype cards. I don't know. I was really getting into the card game, but I didn't know what my chase card would be in these sets. So what I was doing was I was trying to just complete the sets outright, or get as close as possible to it, because I wanted full what they call master sets, where you just have one of each card at least. So I was attempting that, and I was also getting interested in playing the game at the same time. And I even went to a local tournament, which I got absolutely stomped at. Yeah, it was bad. The only person I beat was a little kid who was just there to have fun. But not. It wasn't an official game. It was just like a kind of a warm up match. But I just like beat him really easily. I thought, I might do all right here. And then once we got into it, it was like round robin. Once we got into it, I couldn't win a single match.
You assumed as a grown man that you could dunk on some of these kids and some of these folks, but that was not the case.
Yeah.
Grown man with a career is like still gonna get dunked on.
Well, because I got a career, I'm getting dunked on. Well, that's not fair to say to them, but yeah, I definitely underestimated the seriousness of it.
Yeah,
but it was fun.
So with here's in Black Bolt, like I was trying to look at what some of the chase cards were, and my dad showed me this card. It's a I guess what they call black white rare victrini, and it's like completely red. And my dad was like, "Yeah, this is one of the cards that." My dad loves TCGs too, and he's a big nerd. That's where I got it from. And he showed me, and I was like, "That looks counterfeit. That does not look real." And that is like the second highest card on TCGPlayer right now. But it looks crazy. Like that doesn't even look. Assuming we can do some post edit magic to put it maybe right here.
Yeah.
That looks crazy. Like I don't understand what that is.
Yeah.
But it's a $425 card. Evidently it's a chase card in the Black Bolt set. But I was like, it's so atypical to what the general Pokemon art is that it it just seems kind of bizarre. But
I like when there's more art to it than that. Not really a big fan of those of that, whatever that was. Have you ever played Black and White? Pokemon Black and White? The actual game?
Yeah, I have. Actually, when I was dating my wife, she bought me the Legend of Zelda 3DS.
Really?
I was like, this is one of the reasons she was a keeper, because she bought me. I was like blown away.
Yeah.
And along with that, she bought me from like Movie Trading Company Pokemon Black and Pokemon White to play with it, because I would tell her about when I had a Game Boy Color, and as kids we'd play like red and blue, and so I still have the 3DS, and I still have Pokemon Black and White, and I remember playing Pokemon Black and White and being like, "This is amazing!" Like it was so much fun.
Yeah. Okay. So before Pokemon Black and White, what was the last Pokemon game you played before that?
It had to have been the Game Boy ones, or it had to have been either red, blue, or yellow.
Wow. So yeah, you missed all those years of gradual improvements.
Yeah. Well, what came after? What came after the first gen of those three?
So after that was Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Okay, I have a vague memory of that, but I don't
Johto.
think I had. I don't think I owned it.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one?
Those were in Johto, the region.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then you had Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
Yeah, by Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, I was checked out.
Yeah, I think originally when those came out, that's around the point where I felt like I was too adult for Pokemon.
What year was that?
2003 to 2005.
Yeah, I was like, Pokemon.
Yeah, 13 years old. I was moving on to other things.
I would even say, by 2001, 2002, I was kind of Pokemon.
Really?
Because Yu-Gi-Oh came out, and I was like, Yu-Gi-Oh is the shit, and Yu-Gi-Oh is way better than Pokemon, and I was obsessed with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, we had our Yu-Gi-Oh phase too.
Yeah.
But we were all about that Gold and Silver. I have a lot of fond memories of huddled up on a driveway with two other friends trading Pokemon.
Gold and Silver was on Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance?
Color.
So Ruby Sapphire was the first Advance
Yeah.
ones?
First, yep.
Wow. Man, it's crazy.
Well, Gold and Silver, you could play them on the original Game Boy,
Right.
non-color,
Yeah.
but they were enhanced for color. And then Crystal was exclusive to the Game Boy Color, so you couldn't play it on the
Right.
gray brick. But yeah, then Ruby, Sapphire, and Alpha. I cannot say those. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald came out for Game Boy Advance. And then you had Fire Red and Leaf Green, and then Diamond and Pearl.
Right. And then after Diamond and Pearl was Black and White.
Yes. Yeah.
And Black and White was circa 2010, 2011, something like that.
That's where, because again, so I got back into Pokemon back in 2007, and then I hopped back out of it after, I think, Platinum.
Got it.
So I don't remember what years were Black and White, and then you had Black 2 and White 2.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I had bought White 2 used at a game store prior to, while I was in 2015 or so, 2014. I bought that, and yeah, I played the heck out of that, and then I bounced back out for a couple more years.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think... It's hard to believe, talking about it now, I only liked Pokemon as a kid for like 2 years before I gave the stiff arm for Yu-Gi-Oh! And then 2010, 2011, well, no, it was probably 2012 is when I got Black and White, and I played the crap out of those. And then Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah. Pokemon Go, I think, was...
That was big.
Big revitalization.
Yeah.
Of the series. And I think that's what kind of kicked off this whole trading card frenzy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because and then it was COVID. And COVID, if Pokemon Go kicked off the frenzy, COVID lit a rocket to its ass and lit it, and it just exploded.
Yeah. I saw a comment somebody made on Blue Sky yesterday that was mentioned a really good point that Pokemon, even though the origin of the series is the video games, that's a very tiny part of the franchise in terms of money. Right now, the moneymaker in the franchise is the trading card game.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
The primary driver of the revenue. If not that, I'm just saying this, I don't really know. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But if it's not that, then it's the mobile games. But the video games, they would serve more as like maybe a Bible for the series. This is that person's words on Blue Sky, not mine. But more of a Bible for the series rather than a revenue driver.
What was really the first Pokemon non-mobile game that was like They had Pokemon Stadium, but like I don't really consider that to be that cool. But I also didn't have it in 64.
Yeah, see, if you didn't have an N64,
I was
you
like,
didn't have
that's just a dumb one that that people have, but red and blue are the cool
if
ones.
you didn't have the N64 and the transfer pack with the that you could put your Pokemon team into, you're not gonna get it. But
So,
Stadium was awesome.
was there a Wii Pokemon game?
There was, I can't remember exactly what it was. So GameCube had like Pokemon XD and then Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which are sort of like RPGs, but they're spin-offs. The Wii, I can't remember what the Wii had for the life of me. That was original to it. Other than, I think they had like some mini game type things.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Pokemon got cool on non-mobile until Sword and Shield, right? That was on Switch.
Yeah, Sword and Shield and Switch, and that was the first mainline Switch iteration. Before that, on the Wii U, well, the Wii U was a dark time for the
Yeah,
Nintendo in
everything was bad on the Wii U,
Yeah.
except Mario Kart, evidently, because they just felt the need to keep.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart was killing it. But you also had a Pokken tournament, which was made by Bandai Namco. It was a Pokemon fighting game like Tekken
On the Wii U?
on the Wii U, yeah. And
Oh.
then they ported it over to the Switch as a deluxe version.
Okay.
Yeah, but it originated on the Wii U.
Nobody talks about that. Has it? Nobody played that but you.
I bought it and played it for maybe a day or two. And
Yeah.
okay, it's not for me. I think they featured it at the World Championships for a little bit, but yeah, I don't know if it's still at the World Tournament, World Championships. I mean, which are in Anaheim this year.
Oh, Disneyland.
Yeah,
Nice.
in August. Actually, that's coming up.
So that'll be paired up with the new. I don't know if you call it set, the new chapter or whatever. Because Scarlet and Violet's over now, and now it's Mega Evolution in the fall, right?
Mega Evolution. Oh, yeah. So you've got Pokemon Legends ZA coming out for the Switch, and I'm sure we're gonna see a TCG set for that. The first Pokemon Legends for the Switch was Arceus, or based around Arceus. I don't know how. Do you know how to say it?
Oh, Arceus?
Arceus. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get shit on if that's not how you say it.
And that was a really interesting spinoff, where if it's an open world free roaming game where you catch Pokemon, but it's much different than the mainline games. And then you got Legends Z and A, which takes place in that big city in black and white primarily, and that's another open world, where you can freely control the Pokemon you're battling with, rather than it being turned.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Instead of them being imprisoned in the Pokeball,
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they still are in the.
they're still in the
Pokeball,
prison.
but
Poke prison.
rather than selecting attacks from a menu, I think you freely move in a 360 environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And that's
And that's probably that could be why Black Bolt and White Flare are coming out now,
probably.
because that I think Z and A takes place in, yeah, like I said, the
Oh.
main what was considered the large city in black and white.
I was wondering why black and white was becoming a thing, just kind of as his one-off set, but that would make sense if that's correct.
Talking through it now, I didn't even put it together until
Yeah.
now. So, but it's got to be that. But when Legends Arceus came out, yeah, they had some cards for that set too.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the Hisuian versions of like Typhlosion and
Yeah. Well, that was Sword and Shield.
that was Scarlet. Well, no, that was neither. That was Pokemon Legends, but it came out during the Scarlet and Violet set.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, no, Sword and Shield set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember having a Hisuian Samurott V,
Yeah, yeah.
and I didn't open much from Scarlet and Violet.
Mm-hmm.
I was a Sword and Shield guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I enjoyed Sword and Shield a little more so far than what's come out of Scarlet and Violet, other than some of the gimmicky sets like 151.
Yeah.
But Sword and Shield had that really cool Rapid Strike and Single Strike.
Right. That was your thing.
Yeah.
That was your meta that you were building 64.
Yeah, and I was pretty successful in the TCG online game, but not so much in person.
Not IRL.
No,
That's where you get dunked on by all the high school kids.
Yeah, the high school. Well, I think they're all in their 20s at least.
Oh, okay. All the college kids.
But yeah, I definitely felt like the old man there, trying to fit in.
Man, oh Pokemon. Well, I guess at some point this fall, Mega Evolution will come out, and maybe as we start to get more hints on, I want to say it was September. I can't recall off the top of my head. We can probably talk about that in a little more detail once that comes out.
You want to move on from Pokemon?
Let's move on. What else? Yeah, we've exhausted Pokemon talk. Magic the Gathering.
Magic the I don't know anything about Magic the Gathering, but I see you've got Sonic the Hedgehog.
So the only thing I could imagine you being interested in is there's a Sonic the Hedgehog Secret Lair coming out, and I mean it looks pretty dope.
Yeah.
And like Sonic, I gotta find Sonic's ability, but Sonic's like you can tell like the decks are just based around speed. So he like gives He like gives every
haste.
Yeah, he gives haste, or he has haste, and then whenever he attacks, you can put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control with flash or haste. So you really just want to like build a deck that you can play as an instant or that will have haste, and then I guess it's just like getting into that like fast that game build. But
the art is just sick.
It looks pretty dope, right? So when did this come out? This might already be out. Evidently, you can buy Sonic the Hedgehog Rainbow Foil for like $4 shipped on TCGPlayer.
Oh, that's not bad.
So you could either buy the $50 Secret Lair thing from Magic or whatever their website is, or you just buy the singles. Like the professor always says, buy the singles.
Yeah, but why not just have the whole set if it's available and you're not paying
might as well
scalper prices for it?
Right, but how many cards are there?
Looks like there are
7.
7 times 4.
It's 28. That's almost half that price. In fact, they're the scalpers.
Okay, but how much is Supersonic or Super State on TCGPlayer?
Let's find out. Super State.
Because that looks sick.
$10.
Yeah, $10.
Enchanted creatures, base power, toughness, 9/9, flying first. All right, I mean that's pretty dope. It costs 7 though. It's expensive to get out. Now, Shimmy Shadow is kind of the dopest character, right? I mean, Shadow. What is Shadow going for? $9 shipped. All right, maybe you got. Why is Sonic so cheap? Maybe Sonic's not as powerful or as fun, but he's basic compared to Shadow and where's Tails? I don't know what it's called. What is Tail Prow?
Do you know that Miles Tails Prow is a pun for miles per hour?
Oh yeah, that's funny. Miles Prower. Look at that. He's like $4. So you can get Miles in Sonic for like $8, $10 shipped.
Nobody calls it Miles.
Tails. Did I just say Tails or did I say Miles?
You said Miles.
Oh.
Nobody calls him by his government name. So you said how much? I'm sorry.
Like $10.
Okay. That's right. Just get the whole set.
Yeah. Go ahead, pay the man instead of stuff for sale on TCGPlayer. Oh, and he uses vehicles. Every vehicle you control enters, draw a card if it has flying. Okay. So here's an interesting thing. I think it's Edge of Eternities, which is the set that just came out or is coming out. When did Edge of Eternities come out? Oh, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the latest Magic set. And I think this is the one where it's all like a space opera. And they have like spaceships.
Okay.
So now you can have like spaceships and I think maybe there's some that can be commanders. They got a black hole card. They got Japanese showcase cards, which is kind of cool. You're a big Japan head.
Yeah.
So that seems pretty kakoi. Um,
Duolingo's working for you.
but yeah, it is. But I do what this could be setting things up for is like the rumors like next year. All right, we're setting a precedent for spaceship commanders, spaceship cards, for like Star Trek, which I think it's not going to be as hot as like Final Fantasy or Lord of the Rings was, but I think some Trekkies could get into getting down on some Magic the Gathering if that happens.
Yeah. I think there's a new Star Trek show coming to Paramount Plus too.
Does anybody watch the shows?
That's a good question.
Like,
because it feels like every time a new Star Trek show comes out, fans on the internet complain about it.
Who's watching Star Trek?
Well, there's the Picard show came out a couple years ago.
Right. Is it just like my dad loved Star Trek? Is it just boomers who are into space? Or like are young people watching Star Trek?
I don't know what the young people are watching anymore. We tried to watch Picard, but it was too. My wife loves the original Star Trek, the original series.
By the original, the one with Shatner?
Shatner, yeah. She thinks it's rad, and I watched a little bit with her, and I was like, okay, I can see why people like this.
Right.
Despite some of the age, the sets and all that, but we just couldn't get into Picard.
Where is she into Next Generation? Because that's the one with Picard.
That is the one with Picard, yeah, but she wasn't really.
That's the one I remember from my childhood.
Yeah, and that was my childhood.
Yeah.
One too, which I never watched then. I don't think she ever watched it, and yeah.
So she dug the '60s Star Trek show, and was like, "I'm good on everything else."
Yeah.
Never watched Next Generation. Remember like Deep Space Nine? Like he was watching Deep Space Nine.
Whichever one The Rock was in, where he played like a alien.
The Rock was in Star Trek?
Yeah, during the height of his WWE career. That was like one of his first acting roles.
I thought he was just a Scorpion King.
Oh, he was before. I think that was before Scorpion King. He was
no way
cameo in Star Trek.
I gotta find that. While we're finding The Rock and what he did in Star Trek, the only other thing I was gonna mention on Magic the Gathering is that the Final Fantasy like crazy. I mean, when I was making the show notes, it was $1,200 for a collector booster, and now it's like $1,500.
Sheesh.
And I've never played a Final Fantasy game. Yeah. I don't even understand what's so cool about it. Yeah. Maybe I should.
Yeah, absolutely.
To figure out why do people love this more than Lord of the Rings, which is like the greatest film trilogy of all time. Doesn't make sense.
I can't answer why people like Final Fantasy more than Lord of the Rings. I feel like I always thought Final Fantasy was more in the weeb space, which I occupy. But I have, so I'm biased toward that. But if you haven't played Final Fantasy, you've never played any Final Fantasy?
Not one.
Okay.
I was so daunted by, is it Final Fantasy 7 on the PlayStation? That's 2 discs?
Yeah.
I remember as a kid just seeing that, and I just saw the artwork, and I saw that it was 2 discs, and I was like, I can't get it. That's not for me. I'm too scared. Like, it's too much. It's going to be a 10-hour game. Let me go play. But
now I beg for 10 hours in a game.
What's funny, though, I love Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid is one of my favorite franchises of all time.
Yeah.
2 disc,
Yep.
Japanese art.
Yep.
I don't know what the difference was.
Extremely convoluted story.
Maybe there's not a lot of weebness to it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Kojima's very, he's influenced by Western filmmaking.
Maybe, even as a youth, I was just averse to the weebs.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy is very anime coded. But man, there's a lot of places you can start at with Final Fantasy. They've got the pixel remasters for the Switch. You can always, if you want to start at the beginning, you can jump in on the Switch.
7 is the one to play, though, right?
7 is the one that I think took Final Fantasy off the map and really, or put it on the map. Is that the expression? Yeah, put it on the map. is the one that people really, and it solidified sort of the PlayStation 1's dominance in gaming, because people for the first time are seeing a very cinematic experience play out. So
Interesting.
it's a good place to start, and it you can start at any Final Fantasy because there's not really a with the mainline numbered series. There's not really a continuity, so you can start at any one of them, and you're not gonna miss out on lore or anything because there is no lore in Final Fantasy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All the characters are different?
Yeah, the characters reset every time. Now, if you're going into Final Fantasy VII, you're gonna see if you look up Final Fantasy VII, you're gonna see Advent Children, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Remake. You're gonna see a lot of that. That game has a lot of lore that you can get into. But if you really want to start, you can just get into Final Fantasy VII Remake for PS4.
That's all I would do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's daunting. All those things you just said is why I'm like, I can't get into that. It's too much.
Well, you can start with Final Fantasy Remake, and I think they've casualized the gameplay mechanics a little bit, so it's not as difficult to play now.
Interesting.
It's a totally different game from the original Final Fantasy VII, because it's not turn-based anymore.
Now I'm a little interested in playing it. Not after our conversation, just because the magic thing happened.
Yeah.
You've, in fact, made me more scared with everything you just said. But you know what I have been wanting to go back to? And I'm sort of like, it's on the Switch, but I'm like, maybe I should save my money for a PS5 and get it instead. Is the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really want to go back and play those games. And I just don't know which way to go with it. I don't know if I should get it for the Switch or if I'm like, I will enjoy it more in the PS5.
Yeah.
Because I want to get a PS5 and I have to justify getting a PS5. So I don't know. I'm struck. By the way, I did find The Rock in Star Trek, and this is crazy.
Did it say what year that was?
I'm trying to find it. But he was in Star Trek Voyager. That's when they had the lady as the captain, right?
Yeah. Yep. That was the lady from Orange Is the New Black, the red-haired Russian lady.
Yeah.
Somebody else, totally.
Yeah, the one from Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. You know, in Orange Is the New Black, I was like, that's the lady from Star Trek Voyager. But now we've gone the other way with it. It doesn't say when he was in that. Oh, it predated the true launch of his acting career. Because I remember him being in the... Did you like the Mummy movies as a kid?
As a kid, no. But when I got a little older, yeah, I got really into the Mummy one.
I remember loving the Mummy. And then I remember going to see the Mummy Returns in theaters. And I was full into wrestling at this time. And I saw The Rock, and I was like, he's the worst actor ever.
We rented the Mummy Returns on VHS, and because I really wanted to see The Rock, because I was into it as well.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the CGI on his face, and even back then on VHS, I thought this looks bad.
It was terrible.
Yeah. His face on that. That was just ugly.
So I did not watch The Scorpion King.
Oh, me neither.
And then after that was probably The Rundown with Christopher Walken.
The Rundown. Was Christopher Walken in The Rundown?
Yeah, wasn't he the bad guy?
No, you're thinking of no. The bad guy in The Rundown was that Irish American actor. I think.
I remember
Neil McDonough. Neil McDonough.
Neil McDonough.
No, wait. I'm stupid.
Christopher Walken's in it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Walking Tall, not Rundown.
Oh, Walking Tall. That is. He is the villain in Walking Tall.
Yeah, that's Neil McDonough.
But The Rundown is where that was actually a good movie. And I remember thinking, oh, The Rock took some acting classes.
Yeah.
Because he's believable now. Or maybe he just wasn't believable as the Scorpion King.
No. And that's when The Rock was still believable as a human being. He was a normal athletic size. He didn't turn into a freak.
Right. Still had hair.
And
now he's the final boss.
Yeah. And he looks like a giant penis.
He looks like a giant muscle. He just looks like a cramp. He looks like a cramped muscle at all times.
Yeah, always tense, always
Yeah.
sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made Travis Scott slap Cody Rhodes and bust his eardrum.
Wait, what?
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get into a little wrestling lore.
Okay.
At WrestleMania this year, John Cena turned heel
Okay.
because The Rock was trying to. He's like, Cody, you know, I loved your dad. Dusty Rhodes is Cody Rhodes' dad. Dusty Rhodes, a legendary wrestler, and he's dead. He's like, Cody, join me. I want your soul. Give me your soul, Cody. He goes, if you give me your soul. And everybody's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean to give? He had like a little weightlifting belt, and it said like Cody's soul. And it was
So literally.
It's like, what are you doing? And so basically, Cody had to make a decision, and he said no. But then John Cena turned heel and became a bad guy. And there's a moment where John Cena, like a sleeper agent, turns bad, and The Rock and John Cena are beating up Cody Rhodes, the champion, the good guy. And then Travis Scott's there for some reason. And then while Cody Rhodes is like, oh, I'm bleeding and I'm on the floor, Travis Scott just slaps him on the back of the head. And The Rock tells him, like, hey, give him a good slap, all right? Slaps him on the back of the head and busts his eardrum because his big-ass hand must have covered his ear. So he had to recover from a busted eardrum and something else. Yeah, Rock's not a... He's a menace.
Don't ever say wrestling's fake.
Wrestling's not fake. Don't say it to me.
Don't say it to that guy who slapped Geraldo Rivera
Yeah.
back in the 80s.
Geraldo Rivera.
Geraldo.
What are you, Geraldo? What are you, trying to uncover mysteries?
Oh, man. We'll talk about that later. Well, I don't really want to talk about that, but we will.
As a teaser.
Okay.
As
Let's move on. Well, did you have anything else to say about Final?
only thing else coming out, Spider-Man coming out in Magic the Gathering. That's going to be a full set.
Okay.
Not a great idea to me, but I'm open to it. And then Avatar, Last Airbender, is going to have a set in Magic. I don't know anything about that. That's the weeb stuff. I got turned off of that since Final Fantasy, so I don't know anything about Last Airbender.
So we're not talking about James Cameron's Avatar.
Not James Cameron's Avatar. We're talking about M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar.
Okay. I feel like they've been talking about Spider-Man Magic the Gathering for years. Has that not come out yet?
No, it's not out yet. It'll be out this fall.
Okay.
I just don't love it.
I've been seeing social media ads for this one.
Yeah.
You don't love it?
I don't. Let's keep them. Why? Why do we got to bring Marvel into Magic the Gathering?
Yeah. Well, I guess you could finally have a Spider-Man versus Cloud show off, face off. But
Is Cloud from...
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Okay. They would have somebody named Cloud.
Magic the Gathering is becoming like the Super Smash Brothers of trading card games.
Right. Yeah, just wait till, like,
Or no.
Mario
Yeah. I say a better comparison would be Fortnite.
is the Fortnite. That's a way better comparison. I kind of liked the whole, hey, this is kind of medievally like the lore of Magic. And we're getting Spider-Man, we're getting Fallout. That's not that cool, but they want to make money.
Yeah.
So they're making money.
Yeah.
They're the only. They're keeping Hasbro afloat. I think Hasbro came out with like their quarterly earnings, and it's like, oh no, they're hemorrhaging money outside of Magic the Gathering, which is like barely keeping them up because they're profiting like crazy.
Just like Spider-Man with the metal door.
Yeah, it was just like, imagine Hasbro is the train in Spider-Man 2 or whatever that was, and then this with Toby. That's Magic the Gathering, just trying to keep it together.
Yeah. But I kind of like some of these crossovers too. I mean, come on, Sonic is pretty cool.
I mean, Sonic's cool. They had a SpongeBob one. You play SpongeBob. You play SpongeBob as Magic. But like, that silly stuff's fine. I don't like a whole ass set.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of. If you want to do a secret lair, that's cool. But if you want to do a whole set,
I think the Street Fighter Secret Lair was my the first time I even heard about Secret Lair. Was
yeah,
Street Fighter.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, they were okay. I didn't actually like the art of those cards, if I'm being honest. I like the concept, but I thought the cards looked a little. I thought the artwork looked a little too.
What was wrong with the artwork?
I I like the anime aesthetic of Street Fighter. I think the cards lean too heavily into like the Western artwork, Western style characters,
Right.
non
Yeah.
very kind of realistic looking. That looked a little too realistic for me.
Speak.
But Gaia looks cool.
Yeah. Who was your favorite when you were a kid playing Street Fighter?
When I was a kid, Ryu. As an adult, still Ryu. Or Fei Long.
As a kid, I loved Guile, but I also think it's 'cause I liked Jean-Claude Van Damme in the movie.
Yeah.
But then when I got older, I was like, oh, Ryu's the best.
Yeah.
Like, why would I be Guile?
Ryu's the coolest.
He's the coolest.
But in my friend group, I think Guile or Ken were the popular ones.
Really?
Yeah. Because I attribute it to like they identify with those characters a little more. But I was reading about Street Fighter in the West recently.
They have good genes.
Yeah, good genes. Apparently, Blanca was the one that was considered most popular
I could see that.
among American kids. Because if you look at the Super NES box art for Street Fighter 2, it's got Blanca as the featured character because he's this cool green monster, and he's knocking out Ryu and Chun-Li, and I think that attracted Western audiences more
Right.
at the time in 1992.
Man, you know who would, when I'm playing, like, as a kid, you know, to whip my ass? Dalsim. He's the one with the long limbs, right?
Yeah, the stretchy limbs.
Could never beat him. And then my friends would beat him, and they just beat my ass, too. And I'm like, stop, we can't beat Dalsim.
Yeah, that was cheating back then. That was like using Odd Job and GoldenEye. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we've exhausted Magic the Gathering. There's so much.
I feel like we barely talked about that versus Pokemon, but I just don't have much to say about Magic the Gathering
Yeah.
other than cool Sonic. Got anything else for Magic?
Nothing else for Magic.
Okay. So we got the DBZ card game on here. Dragon Ball Super card game. And so I bought this box set, the booster box set for the manga art. And I haven't opened it yet because I'm very hesitant to do so.
Because you don't want to ruin the value?
I want a pristine set for the rest of my life. However long that might be.
Forever.
No, I don't know. But the manga booster set, all the cards are featuring Akira Toriyama's artwork on them. And it's considered one of the best sets to come out in recent years, in terms of like pulls and looks.
What's this one called?
Dragon Ball Super manga booster set.
Manga Booster. Dragon Ball Super Manga Booster.
Yeah.
I just want to see it, even though Dragon Ball. So again, I know nothing about DBZ because again, my lack of affinity for weeb stuff. So I rely on you for all the Dragon Ball stuff.
So Dragon Ball is one of the greatest card games of all time, and they've had several card games in the past.
Which one's the greatest?
I think the biggest one would be the current one that's run by was created by Bandai, Dragon Ball Super, collectible card game, and then split into Masters and Fusion Wave, which Fusion Wave is a more casualized version of the game, and Masters is considered the more complex, but slightly longer running version. And the manga set is part of Fusion Wave. I don't know how to play the game. I bought a couple of starter decks for fun, just to see what the cards look like, and it's intimidating getting into a new game. First off, finding someone to play that game with you, and just learning new rules. So I haven't done that yet, but
you got to play test it like the old guy in that little short film before Toy Story who'd play chess with himself.
Yeah.
You just do this, right? And then you walk over and walk back.
I could do that.
And play it.
I could do that for sure. In the past, so there was a card game made by Score in the late 90s, early 2000s, and that one we were obsessed with growing up. That one featured like artwork from the anime series, and that lasted for until about probably 2005 or so, and then Bandai created another game to replace that one, and that lasted for a couple years, and then Dragon Ball was dormant for a little bit, and then when Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods movie came out, they made a manga adaptation of that movie, and then that manga adaptation became an anime called Dragon Ball Super, and then that anime became a continuing manga series that's currently on hiatus. It hasn't officially ended yet, but it's on hiatus since Toriyama passed away, and his successor artist, Toyotaro, he hasn't really said officially what he's working on or what's going to happen with that series yet. But
is he going to George R.R. Martin this thing? I'll get to it when I get to it.
I don't think so. I think it's between him, Shueisha, and which is the publisher of weekly of Shonen Jump. And then there's also a rights issue happening in Japan right now, a rights dispute with Dragon Ball. And the rights are split between Shueisha, the manga publisher, and a company called Capsule Corp Tokyo, which was formed to basically manage the merchandise rights of Dragon Ball. But you'll notice a lot of Shueisha owns the manga rights, and you'll see that a lot of the manga characters in the new series aren't appearing in the new products, like the new games, like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And it's very complicated, a lot of legal stuff that I don't understand, so I won't pretend to be an expert on that, but yeah, that's what's kind of hitting the Dragon Ball world right now.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Since Toriyama passed away in 2024. Japanese culture, really a lot of cultures outside of the United States, they're very, I want to say, contextual. Whereas in America, or in the West, in the United States, we tend to follow contracts to the letter. We follow the letter of the law, basically. In other countries, there's a lot of handshakes, and relationships are sort of a big deal.
Rules are more of a suggestion.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they of course they follow laws and they follow contracts, but the relationships of the people involved in those are much more important than they would be in the United States. So Toriyama, before he passed away, he told one of somebody who worked at Shueisha, basically, hey, you can manage all these rights here. And then he left Shueisha and formed Capsule Corp Tokyo, and that's just been kind of a mess there.
This is why we have contracts.
Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna sort it out soon, but yeah. So I don't know. Do you have like the values of the cards for Dragon Ball?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I Googled, or I typed in what you told me to in TCGPlayer, and I cannot find it.
Okay, let me.
It's Dragon Ball Super Manga Booster.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Super
Manga Booster. Wait, nah, it just popped up.
Yeah. Okay.
Dragon Ball Super Manga.
What'd you type?
I typed the same thing in.
Oh.
What do we get? I didn't capitalize Dragon Ball. Is that why? Look, it's still. Oh, I got it. Best match. Look at that. I had a price high to low, and
so this is
now I found it.
Okay, you're seeing unopened for 193.
Yeah.
So when I first put this in my cart, it was 137, and I was hesitant on buying it because I was like, I don't know if I want to spend the money on a box set that I don't know if I even want to open. So I had it sitting in my cart. I was hesitating. A few days later, I look, and it's 175. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna buy it, yeah. So So if I'm gonna buy it, I better just buy it now before I end up having to spend more money.
Right.
So I pulled the trigger on it. But now I'm seeing some.
Now it's getting like $200 with shipping, or with shipping and tax.
Yeah. Okay. So it went up a little bit. Why is this person selling it unopened for 93?
They're selling blister packs.
Oh, I see.
See, I don't like that. Like they'll do that's why when you go to it, they'll say 6 listings from $93, and automatically I'm like with Pokemon ones, I know someone's just selling 30 loose packs. They're not selling a booster box.
Yeah.
It's like, that's lame.
Yeah.
Price it somewhere else. Look at that. It looks like had you waited longer, you'd have paid more.
Yeah. So I'm glad I jumped in when I did.
Yeah.
There's also a lot fewer listings than whenever I was shopping around.
How look at that. One of these is from somebody who's only sold one thing before. Doe's Cards. Shout out to Doe's Cards. You have 0% on your ratings.
Oh, one sale. 180. See, I might buy another set, but I want to get a Japanese set because I feel like the Japanese kana and Japanese kana and kanji just complement Toriyama's artwork better.
So with this card game, you said it can be complex, but it looks like this is from Fusion World, which you said was the more friendly version.
Yeah.
Do you structure a deck like any other card game? Like, so you have energies in Pokemon, you have lands and Magic. I see energy markers. So is it similar to where you're like, oh, it's going to cost this to get Goku out?
I'm going to be honest, I have no idea.
Okay. You just saw the artwork and was like, when did this come out?
I'm mostly interested in artwork. This came out June 29th, before I went to Washington, D.C. I remember figuring out if I wanted to buy it before I went to Washington, D.C. or when I got back from D.C.
Got it. That's interesting.
And then there's another set. There's Manga Booster 02. That's coming out at the end of the year, but they don't have a release date yet for that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know anything about how to play this game, but I'm obsessed with Dragon Ball, and especially when Toriyama passed away, my obsession went from casual obsession to fanatic, almost religious in a way. So yeah, I just try to collect whatever I can of Dragon Ball.
I've always felt like you were a fanatic, and now you're just fanatic squared.
Yeah, whatever. I was one step below that.
Yeah.
In March of 2024, and then after that, it's just been took
wow.
off for me.
That was March of 2024.
Yeah, when he passed.
I feel like it was just a couple months ago.
No.
When I saw the news.
Oh yeah, it was during Biden's State of the Union when it was announced on.
Did he break it? He said, "My fellow Americans, I need to pause my. No, it's Trump. I can't do a good Biden. How do you do a Biden impression? I don't know how you would do that.
Listen here, Jack. Listen here, Jack.
Listen here, boss.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah. Corn Pop. Hey, Corn Pop. I got some news for you. Toriyama died.
But no, when the social media news completely overshadowed the State of the Union. Everybody on social media was talking about Toriyama's passing instead of that.
Because even me, as somebody who knows nothing about Dragon Ball, I can recognize the massive impact he made and had on pop culture, at least in the States, when it came over here to the States. Kids everywhere love Dragon Ball Z. And I didn't even know how people were watching it. So I would put it on the Spanish channel. I'd put it on Telemundo and watch it in Spanish, and I'm like, I can't do this.
I think Telemundo had it in syndication before Toonami even had it. And Toonami was when it really took off in the United States, when it came to that action block in 1998. That's when it reached more audiences, I think. But there were attempts to syndicate it a couple years before that.
Yeah, if they had it on like WB Kids, I could have been a completely different person.
Yeah, they scored it. That's what happened with Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, That's why I was obsessed
Mm-hmm.
with those two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Anything with Dragon Ball?
What else was I gonna say? Well, yeah, just that the merch machine's gonna keep moving there. I'm gonna deliberate whether I want to open that box or not. Um, and we'll see if I do. If I do, I'll show off some of the pools I get there.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've got for that.
The rest with TCGs, I mean, that's about all we really keep up with. Now, I play Star Wars Unlimited
Mm-hmm.
because my brother's a huge Star Wars Unlimited guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. The latest set's got a bunch of Jedis, but let's also kind of be honest. How many Han Solos can you make before it's like, all right? You could say the same thing, I guess, about Pikachu and about, Magic cards.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the main thing with Star Wars is they used to have a card game, Star Wars Destiny, that you'd have dice and everything, right? So it'd be like you have a deck, you have dice. But after the 5th Han Solo, you're like, okay, I'm done playing Han Solo. We need something new. We need something fresh.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real struggle. But what's interesting is they also have what they call carbonite boxes in packs, which is like the $1,500 Final Fantasy box.
Yeah.
That same box they make for Star Wars Unlimited, and it's like $20 a pack or like $250 for a box.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious to see. My brother says people care more about that than they do like the regular boxes now. So I'm like, wow, there's really people who are into the card game that's got 5 sets out, and they're buying carbonite packs. I'm just interested to see where this goes and like if it's going to survive, if we'll still be talking about it in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
That's the deal. But outside of that, man, there's not much else going on. There's new Godzilla TCG out.
Yeah.
That could be kind of dope.
That's July 2025, so that's already out.
Right.
I wonder if Kinokuniya has it.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have a hard time enjoying things for what they are. Because, again, with Godzilla, I'm like, how much can you do with Godzilla?
Yeah.
Before it's like, it's fun for 2 years and then you're out of it. I don't know why I feel like I have to have some sort of long-term plan with some of these games. Maybe it's Magic and Pokemon ruined me, but...
Yeah. Maybe. But also, it's just, they all require some sort of investment of your time and money.
Right.
So why not try to get as much of it out of it as you can? And you do hope that it lasts for a long time because you don't want to feel like you've wasted.
Right. Yep.
Because I do feel like I wasted a little bit of money on Pokemon when I got really into it right after the pandemic, and then I kind of fell off of it. But I guess time enjoyed is not time wasted. So
That's exactly right.
yeah,
It's about the friends you make along the way,
yeah,
not about the money you spend.
But I love me some Godzilla, and I might get some of those.
Yeah. I want to play it. Maybe that could be a cool thing where if we can get an overhead shot, maybe we can like play a game of Godzilla TCG.
I think we could do that.
That'd be pretty dope, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
So, and then there's the One Piece. We skipped over the One Piece game. I don't really have much to say about that, but that one seems to be huge, or is growing really fast. I've seen there's other YouTubers there's one YouTuber I follow who does like a big One Piece thing, and she goes to the competitions, and at our local Japanese market, we've got that section cordoned off for One Piece players.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested in that, but One Piece is a very intimidating series to get into.
Yeah, I won't even start.
Mm-hmm.
My wife tries to. I don't even know how far she is in it.
Mm-hmm.
The card game, though, I mean, when it came out, people were like, "This is gonna change everything. Like, it's gonna take down It's gonna be the Pokemon competitor." Because it's got as much lore as Pokemon has. Now, I don't know. It's been a while since I've heard anything about One Piece, which makes me think it's cooled off a little bit. But I remember when it came out, everybody was like, it's going to be the hot new investment. It's going to be a hot new thing. And I wonder what was the first set? Like Romance Dawn or something like that?
I don't think that Bandai would be able to mimic the success of Pokemon in terms of merchandising One Piece. One Piece is huge. It's one of the biggest anime manga series, one of the biggest franchises of all time. But Pokemon really captured lightning in a bottle when it came out in terms of like how you can merchandise those creatures. And you can, when you get bored of those animals, when you get bored of those Pokemon, those creatures, you can create a new set every 3 or 4 years. With One Piece, eventually the manga's going to end, and it's going to be like Dragon Ball, where it becomes a legacy series that you're just kind of retreading the same territory.
Right.
So
Again, kind of goes back to Star Wars. It's just the retreading of everything is not as fun.
Just hitting the same lore points over and over again.
That being said, the Romance Dawn booster box is like $2,000 on TCGPlayer. So it's still hot.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus. Okay, and then Lorcana. I do want to get into Lorcana, but
It's still around.
yeah, that seems like a fun casual game.
Yeah. It's printed by a puzzle maker.
Mm-hmm.
I remember who's the sports card guy on YouTube? Jeff Wilson was like, Lorcana's gonna blow Pokemon out of the water. Pokemon can't compete with Disney. And it's like, I don't even know if Lorcana still exists.
Yeah.
They still making cards?
Anytime somebody says somebody's gonna blow Pokemon out of the water, you can just ignore them.
You can probably ignore anything Jeff Wilson says on YouTube.
You can just disregard their opinion entirely.
Right. Everything's gonna be the next Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not.
The biggest media franchise of all time.
Of all time.
Okay. Do you want to talk about the Nintendo Partner Direct we had a couple days ago?
Let's do it. I did not watch it, and you have Donkey Kong out on the table.
Yeah, it's a game I've been playing.
And I played the Switch 2 for the first time 2 days ago.
That's right, at
Target.
Yep.
And my daughter was like, I've played this. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? She goes, I'm like, yo, tell me you played the Switch 2 before. Like, or are you holding out? So I didn't watch it. I'm curious to hear what's the news.
Now, you're a really casual gamer.
Very casual.
And I'm more hardcore than you are, but I'm still pretty casual in terms of how far you can go into it. So you might not have a strong opinion on a lot of these games, but I'm just going to go down from game by game that was announced. Now, this is a partner showcase, meaning that none of the games that were announced were first-party Nintendo developed titles or published. Yeah, I think these are all published by companies outside Nintendo. And I like these directs a lot because you never really know what you're going to get from the third-party partners. From Nintendo, you know you're going to get something from their tentpole franchises, or you're going to get maybe a new IP every few years, new intellectual property. Well, these partner showcases are always a treat. So we have Monster Hunter Stories 3. Have you ever played Monster Hunter?
No.
So Monster Hunter is
What is it?
A multiplayer game where you're hunting. It's literally in the title. You're hunting monsters.
Okay.
You can team up with people online, with random people online, or you can form a party. And it's just a very good team-based cooperative game. I've never played Monster Hunter either because you open one of those games up and you're hit with so many dense menu options that I immediately get turned off by that. It's too complicated for me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. So this is a Musou game. Have you ever played Dynasty Warriors Dynasty Warriors?
No.
So
Is this in any way? This is a stupid question. This is going to show you how casual of a gamer I am. Is this in any way somehow associated with The Legend of Zelda?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a game set in The Legend of Zelda, particularly the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom universe. But instead of the typical Zelda gameplay, you're fighting against hordes of monsters, and it's kind of a button mashing sort of game where you've got hundreds of enemies on screen, and you're just bashing through them.
Okay.
You can combo up on them. These games are pretty neat, but they get kind of exhausting pretty quickly.
Your thumb gets tired from button mashing.
My thumb gets tired from button mashing. There's too much going on the screen at once for my old nearsightedness. It's just, but they're fun for what they are. I don't know if I could. I've bought the original Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, and I was really into it. But I've played the demos after that of some of the subsequent series, and just couldn't really get into them. So then, next game, The Adventures of Elliot: The Millennium Tales. It looks like to me, it looked like a Breath of the Wild clone. Move on from that.
Who's Elliot?
I have no idea who Elliot is or why we should care about his adventures.
The Millennium Files. It makes me think it's gonna be like Y2K.
The Millennium Tales.
Oh, Tales. Yeah.
Octopath Traveler 0. That looks like it's a prequel to a Switch game that came out at the beginning of the Switch's life cycle called Octopath Traveler. And it's HD 2D, meaning you've got the 2D pixelated sprites in sort of an HD environment. It looks really pretty. It's a really cool design. A lot of people were waiting for them to. This is published by Square, and Square Enix, and a lot of people are hoping they would apply this style to Chrono Trigger, which turned 30 this year. But we're still waiting on some sort of Chrono Trigger announcement. Nothing yet.
So it's by Square Enix. That's why it looks like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just your traditional RPG, turn-based. It's not bad. Once Upon a Katamari. So have you ever played Katamari Damacy?
I've never heard of it.
It was a PS2 game when it first launched. And you're a little alien guy, and you're rolling a ball and collecting objects to make your ball bigger and bigger.
I've never even seen this before.
When this came out for the PS2, it was a critical darling. A lot of people liked it, and they're fun. So that's something to look out for. I don't know how much they've iterated upon the mechanic, but it looks pretty and it looks fun. So, Just Dance 2026 edition. Same game that comes out every year. You dance on screen. You use the Joy-Cons to detect your motion to approximate dancing.
What songs are they dancing to in this these days?
Your typical,
like Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, it would have to be Sabrina Carpenter or something like that.
Right. The Weeknd.
Yeah. That kind of stuff.
Not because Lady Gaga's pretty old. That's what I associate that game to.
Oh yeah, because Just Dance.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's still in there somewhere.
Probably.
And then they probably have your old like 80s and 90s hits. I wanted to get that game for like a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they got a Damon Albarn expansion pack?
I know. I bet there's a Gorilla song on there.
Yeah.
Which is good enough for me.
Feel good.
But I think this would be a fun game for a party.
Yeah, I agree.
So next one surprised me. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was announced for the Switch and the Switch 2. So this game came out originally on the PS5, Xbox Series XS, and the PC in October of last year. And I thought, very graphically intensive game. It's an anime arena fighter, they're about a dime a dozen. And after having a few months spent on this one, it's great if you're a Dragon Ball fan, but if you're not really going to get much out of it. But they're really pretty, and the effects are insane. So I don't know how the Switch 1 is going to run this. Switch 2 is definitely going to run it at they're definitely going to run it at a less graphics and less frame rate, but I don't know how it's going to look.
Sparkling Zero sounds like a tasty beverage.
Sparking.
Oh,
Zero.
Sparking. Oh,
Sparking.
Sorry, my bad.
But yeah, so you may know these games. I don't know if you've heard of the Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi series back in the PS2 days.
I feel like I've seen the word Budokai.
Yeah, the Budokai Tenkaichi series is just the English name for the Dragon Ball Sparking series. So the first one was called Dragon Ball Sparking. I don't remember what the sequels were called, but they finally unified the title, so it's the same across all regions. Sparking Zero. So that's gonna be Switch 1 and Switch 2, and I might double dip and get on Switch 2 because the portability pretty convenient. But we'll see. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted.
I've heard of that one.
Your typical. I've never played a Plants vs. Zombies game. Have you?
It was a mobile game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like
and Xbox.
I feel like circa 2013, maybe I played it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got bored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might have been on like Xbox Arcade too. I think it was one of those big Xbox Arcade games
Yeah.
when the 360 came out. EA Sports Football Club 26.
Oh, we're getting sports games?
Oh yeah. The Switch 2 is the Switch 2 has gotten to the point where it's still not as powerful as a PS5 or the Xbox Series X by a long shot, but we're hitting those diminishing returns on graphics, where developers are realizing, I mean, you can make a game look better, but do customers even notice anymore? Does the casual consumer even notice
Right.
the graphical improvements you're making? Because I can tell you, most of the people I associate with, which would be you and our circle, I don't think you guys even would. I could show you a PS5 game and a Switch 2 game if it's the same game side by side, and you may not even notice the difference.
Challenge accepted. I'd love to try to decipher that.
Yeah. Okay. We might try that then. So, not Madden, EA seem to have always skipped Nintendo generations. I don't think they came out with a single Wii U game, and their Switch offerings are really sparse. But so I was surprised they're still doing Football Club on Switch.
So this is FIFA.
Yeah, it's
They don't use the term FIFA anymore.
correct. It's a rights thing.
Interesting. I wonder if you can be Wrexham.
They're a legit football club. You've got to be able to.
Yeah, they got to be in there.
Yeah. Now, will Rob Mack be in the game? And Ryan Reynolds?
Wouldn't that be great if you saw animated like on the sideline? He scored a goal.
Yeah.
You see Deadpool and Mac cheering.
Yep. Pac-Man World 2 repack. 3D adventure games featuring Pac-Man.
What is the attraction to a Pac-Man game in 2025?
Nostalgia.
For who?
Good question. So
Like us? Or people older than us? Do you think it's like it is, or it's probably just like a puzzle game, right?
yeah, they're still very fun. The new Pac-Man games, they take advantage of a lot. Now that you can add more things going on the screen at once, you can do a lot with that. But Pac-Man World 2, it's really more of a Mario 64 kind of game.
Oh, interesting.
You got a 3D open environment just with Pac-Man. Back when mascot platformers were sort of the big thing.
I do think it's cool that he's kind of stood the test of time a little bit, or he and she.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ms. Pac-Man's in here. So that is kind of cool. I don't mean to like shit all over it, but I'm just curious like what the game's like now.
Speaking of Miss Pac-Man, I think Bandai Namco, they almost never acknowledged her existence because that was sort of a back when the original arcade came out. Miss Pac-Man was a modification by Midway, the company that licensed Pac-Man for the West in the 80s. It's sort of a modification, and so I don't think Bandai Namco even acknowledges her existence.
Wow.
Yeah.
How could you support anything Bandai Namco does then?
Next game, Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm sure I typed this wrong. The Italic Chronicles.
So it's just in a different font.
Pretty much. Final Fantasy Tactics is another spin-off of Final Fantasy. It's a tactical RPG. I've never played them, but I've always wanted to, so that might be when I jump in. Persona 3 Reload, a very Japanese RPG series. It's sort of a relationship simulator / RPG. Takes place in like a Japanese high school. I don't know a whole lot about this series, but I've played a little bit of Persona 4 Golden. Interesting stuff. Madden 26.
More EA.
Yeah, more EA.
I haven't played Madden in a long time because it's basically the exact same game repackaged.
Yeah, I've never been into sports games unless they're like arcadey games like NBA Jam or an NBA Street.
Right. You wanted like the ball to explode on fire when you dunked it.
Yeah.
Or else you're like, this is lame.
I want to be able to run off the wall and charge up. NFL Blitz, that was fun too.
Yeah, NFL Blitz. Madden was appointment every year. I'd buy it because I loved football. But now, okay.
Yeah. Chilling by the fire, which looks like a very casual. I don't even know if you could call it a game. You sit by a fire, and you use the Switch 2 camera to see your friends' faces.
That does not sound like a game at all.
No,
That sounds like a new campfire simulation.
yeah, a simulator, a social experience.
So you just hang out virtually with your face by a fireplace? This almost looks like you're a spirit versus, right? Like there's a fire and then like you're part of the fire.
Yeah. Yep. So it's first person view. You start the fire. Got the fire going. Still in first person here.
Roasting some marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
Get a little s'more action.
And
Put
then,
some more logs.
bam.
And then your friends look like a Disney villain right over the campfire. Oh, wait, no. They're just a bubble.
They're a bubble.
With
their video feed.
I thought everybody had their own individual campfire. Their head was above.
That's actually what it looked like to me, too.
Chilling by the fire.
Oh, it's already available.
Does that cost money?
Probably.
What's more money well spent? That or the Switch 2 like intro thing they sold?
Probably
Chilling by the fire,
Yeah.
because you can do it with other people.
The Switch 2 welcome tour was cool, and it's worth its $10. But I kind of bounced off that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's a series of tech demos that, and the presentation was kind of cute, but kind of lifeless. Everything just felt kind of bland.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I might get back to it. There's so many good things for the Switch 2 already that why would I play the welcome tour when I could play Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Right. Yeah.
Where are my notes? Okay. Apex Legends.
I don't know what that is.
It's a spinoff of Titanfall, I think. It's just a online shooter, free to play. Yeah, I played a little bit. It's okay. Hella, which is like a cute mouse game. It's an open world adventure game. You're a little mouse, and you're exploring the outdoors, and there's like an adventure to it. Just like looks like a typical platformer, but I like being small animals in big environments.
Yeah. Sounds hella fun.
I don't know why it's called Hella either, but I'm sure we'll find that out. Star Wars Outlaws. This game was really controversial when it came out. I think it hurt Ubisoft financially. But since I don't know anything about Star Wars, I don't know why people don't like it.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So, are you basically like smugglers in this game? Why did Star Wars Outlaws flop? It underperformed due to a combination of factors like release timing, technical issues, and a perceived lack of innovation in gameplay and storytelling. Well, that's a lot. So, sounds really exciting that it's coming to the Switch too.
So more people can be disappointed. But I don't know. It looks fine to me.
It is set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And it's the whole crime syndicate thing, which that seems okay. Follows Kay Vess. No, I'm thinking of Voss, Quinlan Voss. See, that's...
I bet it's because you play as a woman. That's why gamers.
Is that why they don't like it?
That's why gamers
They're
don't
like,
like it.
I don't want to be an outlaw, a female outlaw. I want to be Lando Calrissian. Why do they make... But why don't they make a Lando game? Oh, there he is.
Oh,
He's there.
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams.
Why don't they? I don't know.
See, I understand. We were just saying, like, hey, why is Star Wars Unlimited lame? It's because you make 5 Han Solos. And then here they are trying to create new characters, and then we're like, this is terrible. Why can't I just be Lando? You can't win. The fans can't win. The company can't win.
Yeah.
Just let it be what it is.
Time to retire Star Wars.
For real, we need to take a break from Star Wars.
Yeah. Chronos the New Dawn. Don't know anything about that. Kind of just skipped right over it. Yakuza Kiwami 2. Did you ever play the Yakuza games for? I think the first one came out for PS2.
I feel like I remember it being on PS2, but I never played it.
So Yakuza Kiwami is a remake of the very first one. So Yakuza Kiwami 2 is a remake of the second one. This is a port. This Yakuza Kiwami 2 came out a long time ago, I think, for PS4 or maybe even PS3. But the Yakuza games are really fun. Just these really off-the-wall, bonkers, brawling games with some RPG elements to it. You get to explore a very detailed, fictionalized version of a district in Japan in Tokyo. I forgot which one. In the game, it's Kamurocho, but I forget what it's based off of in real life. The entertainment district. Yeah, just really fun games. I played a little bit of Yakuza 0 and Yakuza 4.
It looks pretty dope.
Yeah, they're fun. They're really easy. They're also really dense too. You feel like you can get very just lost in it.
Is it like GTA, but in Japan with the Yakuza?
It's nothing like GTA. So that's when the first.
That would be cooler. They should make that game.
When the first game came out, I think that it drew a lot of those comparisons in the marketing. And when the game came out, it wasn't like GTA at all. And I think that threw off a lot of people. So the games have always been seen as niche. They're not super popular. But they've recently exploded in popularity. And the way they develop these games, they use the same city every game. So there's not a whole lot of development time required. They just change the story. It's a new story. It's some new elements to it. So you can keep pumping them out. And I think that saturation has actually been good for it and getting exposure. The games aren't even called Yakuza anymore. So I don't want to get too much into the weeds here, but Yakuza was a Western name, and Japan, it's a Japanese name that translates into like a dragon. So when they come out now, they're called Like a Dragon. But since this is a port of an older game, they're keeping the Yakuza name.
You lost me on that one.
Moving on. Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven, classic RPG series. I don't know a lot about this one. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, a sequel in the classic Sega Shinobi games. What's up?
I only know as a side scroller.
Yeah.
And I remember being hyped for it when it came out on the PS2. Because the ads would go, Shinobi's back! And I was like, this looks fucking awesome.
Shinobi's back again. So the demo for this is available. You can download it today on Switch. I think it's Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Is it still a side scroller?
Yeah. And I played a little bit of the demo 2 nights ago, and it was awesome. So I definitely think I'll be buying that game. It's funny, the demo came out the same day that Ninja Gaiden Ragebound dropped, which I haven't played that yet, but 2 ninja side-scrollers, same day.
Ninja Gaiden? That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, so the new side-scroller for that dropped on Friday.
Interesting.
Which that game got rave reviews too.
So if you're a ninja side-scroller fanatic, you're eating good right now.
Eating good right now. Then we got Borderlands 4. Never really played Borderlands. I know its popularity has waned.
Yeah. Didn't the movie flop?
The movie flopped. Wasn't very good.
Oh, it's funny. I was about to say, isn't that the movie with Florence Pugh? But that was actually the Marvel one.
Oh.
And now, look, I've confused Borderlands with that Marvel movie that came out that I can't remember the title of.
I can remember Kevin Hart and Jack Black were in that one.
In Borderlands?
Borderlands, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And that was it for that partner direct. A lot of good stuff.
What is if you had to have a takeaway, you're like, this is what I'm the most excited about. What is it from Nintendo Direct?
You know what? I feel like this Direct was kind of mid compared to it could have been an email. I mean,
could have been an email.
The announcements are cool, but so okay, I would say to answer your question, I would just say Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Yeah.
Just because that was the most surprising to me. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, but I've already got the game.
Right.
So I'm more excited for the people who don't have a PS5 or Xbox Series who get to play it.
Got it.
But yeah, other than that, a lot of these games I've actually been tracking for a while too. Like Shinobi, that wasn't a new announcement. I knew that was coming. Final Fantasy Tactics was something I want to try, but we've known that's coming for a while. I think a lot of this just confirmed release dates for these games,
Nice.
which I didn't write down.
Well, Switch 2 fans, sounds like you got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, and if you're like me, you're still probably playing Bonanza and Mario Kart World. Those games are huge, and it'll take forever to really complete them. So
Mario Kart World was a lot of fun.
mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the demo that I played at Target quite a bit.
Oh yeah. So would you buy that game?
Yeah.
If money wasn't an option, a thing.
Yeah, I would buy it.
Yeah.
I would play it. I'd buy a Switch 2 if money was no object.
Yeah.
Now, there's the conundrum I'm dealing with is, if I'm going to get a new game console,
Mm-hmm.
should I get a PS5 or should I get a Switch 2? And to me, it's like, I need to get a PS5.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready for some GTA.
Mm-hmm.
As casual, and I want the new WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And that Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. I feel like it's only right to play it on a Sony platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got a lot to think about there. I would say probably PS5 would be more fitting for you.
Yeah. But I also have a young child.
Mm-hmm.
And the young child would probably have fun with Donkey Kong, Mario Kart. She loves Animal Crossing right now.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear? Well, I'd say wait for the prices to drop, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But did you hear Switch prices are gonna go up?
Are they?
Yeah, starting August 3rd, I think.
Tomorrow?
So this announcement just dropped.
Late breaking news.
Yeah, so because of the tariffs, Nintendo's raising the prices of the original Switch console, not the Switch 2, but the original Switch console.
Oh.
Yeah, very odd choice. I believe Target already had the new prices out. I believe it's
So for budget-conscious consumers, Nintendo's pushing the Switch 2 because if you're going to compare the two, you're going to be like, well, what, for $50 more I can get the second one?
Yeah, I think that's the game here because okay, they haven't updated the prices on their website now, but I saw that I think like the OLED model went from $349 to $399. The original base Switch 1 went from $300 $350. So it just went up $50.
And how much is the Switch 2?
Switch 2 without the bundle is $450.
$450. And with the bundle, it's $5?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you could get a Switch OLED for $400, or you can get a Switch 2 for $450.
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. Get the Switch 2.
Right.
Yeah, the OLED is cool, beautiful screen, but the Switch 2 has a great screen too, even if it's not OLED.
Yeah, and it's the Switch
it's
2.
New Switch. Get the new one, so you can be set for another 10 years. Man, 8 years, I should say. That's how long the Switch's run was.
Wow, is it 2017?
2017. Yep.
Wow. What a run it had.
Yeah.
I will we've talked about this before. As I'm looking at the backside of your Donkey Kong Bonanza box, so disappointing there's no guide or anything in that. It's just a naked box with a little tiny place to put the little
everything that came in it.
the little game.
Yeah. So for the Switch generation, I was all digital. I thought maybe I'll go physical for the Switch 2, or part physical, part digital. But I don't know. Like if I'm just getting these boxes, I don't see any reason to not do digital.
Right.
If you're gonna resell your games, you can still resell them physically. So that would be one reason to keep going with physical. But I don't ever resell my games, so.
You don't ever take a pile into GameStop and say, "Give me $10 store credit
Nah,
for all these games."
I used to when I was younger, but I'd rather just keep them.
Yeah. Man, when I was younger, I would wheel and deal. I was always flipping games and all that at Movie Training Company, at GameStop. One other thing, I think you've confirmed this, that in my debate for a PS5 or Switch 2 is I want the 4K Blu-ray.
No, yeah.
Now I've heard some people say, well, it's not a replacement for a legit 4K Blu-ray, but I don't know that I need to get into that nuance. I just want an excuse to buy the 4K like horror movie remasters, and I'm like, well, the PS5 is gonna be the way to do it.
What's the nuance there? I mean, it should just play the disc, right?
I don't know, man. You're my tech guy, so if you don't know, then as far as I'm concerned, it's just like buying a.
If I'm your tech guy, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said I was going to talk about this off mic or off the show.
Is this like the post-show talk? Like, and thanks for watching.
This would be extracurricular activities, so if you're still with us at this point, then I guess we can reward you with a little treat. But I got into it with somebody on social media. I won't say what site over AI. So I was browsing and I was recommended a profile of a person who looks like a real human from a distance. But then when you click on the profile, you see that the whole thing is fake. And basically they've taken on the identity of a Japanese woman who was born and raised born in Japan, but adopted by British parents, and raised as an adopted child.
After a horrible accident.
After a very tragic accident where both her parents died, and this accident left her mute.
Yeah.
According to the lore. So I'm like, okay, this is AI trash, but there's a few people here who actually believe it's a real person, which is concerning. So this.
Wait, so why does that concern you?
It's just deceptive. Like, if this is the way we're going, where people can be, I hate seeing people fooled like this, where they believe wholeheartedly that the person they're talking to is real,
right?
And it's just they're being got the wool pulled over their eyes,
right?
I just hate it, and maybe because I was fooled too for a second.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is kind of neat.
Why do you think she was suggested to you?
Well, I like martial arts.
Yeah. Okay. Check.
I like. Well, she's an MMA fighter according to her profile.
Yeah. Check.
So okay.
Martial arts, MMA fighter.
And I won't say anything more about that.
Yeah.
And so this person claims to be a writer, and all the covers of the books, they're obviously AI generated images. Not even trying to hide it. But I think people who don't know anything about AI might still be fooled by it. The posts are very long and very written in a way that I don't think any human would come up with this. But I think a human would come up with a prompt for it and then maybe touch it up a little bit. And then this person, they post a screenshot of their UK trademark patent. And they blur out some details. And I'm like, okay, let me see if this is real. So I look up the patent number, and it is real. It was a real patent. It has a name. Sumiko Nakano is the name of this person. Has a name. It has a company ID associated with it. And so I look up the company ID, and it's a company registered in the UK from a German person, a German man. And
yeah, it's my Sumiko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this German man was born in the 60s, and he's taken on the identity or the persona of a Japanese girl born in the 90s. And anyways, so I get into it with somebody who I think has a financial stake in this person's existence, because when I pointed out that it was AI trash, they went off on me. And they're just completely unhinged, and then they threatened to sue me for libel, which you can't really do over social media comments. But they threatened to sue me for libel, and then they took a screenshot of my profile and put out a call to their followers asking to identify me so they can.
My bros in this state. Recognize this guy?
Yeah. So I reported it, and of course it didn't get pulled down. Because I guess harassment and stalking is allowed on this website. And one person did try to message me, and they try to sell me their own personal service. So I don't think I have much to worry about, but that's that. I'm not gonna get any more into that's really the about all of the drama there. But
That's the last time Malik will ever start a fight on MySpace. I'll tell you that much right now.
well, I don't think it'll be the last time. It wasn't the first time, so it probably won't be the last time.
You haven't learned your lesson yet.
Yeah.
You have not heard the last of Sumiko Nakano.
Oh my god. Well, anyways, that's all I've got. I think I'm good.
I think we're tapped out.
Yeah,
We talked about a lot.
I think so.
I think this was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this finds any value to anybody out there in the world,
Mm-hmm.
not named Sumiko Nakano. And I hope we do this again soon.
Yeah. So we'll be back again. Talk about pop culture, current events.
Yep.
News, things going on like that.
That'll be what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Skibbity toilet.